Hello and welcome to Grade Expectations. I'm your host Grade, and today I have a CGC unboxing for you. So this is a bunch of books that I've been waiting a long time for. I submitted these books to be pressed by Mr. Kendra back at the end of October, and then they were submitted to CGC at the beginning of January. And now it is the end of April, and I'm finally getting them back. It's 10 economy books, so any age, like 400 US value around. There's a couple duds in here, or like lower value books, but there are 8 good books in here, and I've been waiting a long time to see them. So these books I picked up in 2020, I would say between May and October. And they were books that I found on social media. Some of them I bought on eBay, and most of them I got really good deals on. And with raw books, you have to be careful, but at the same time, there's a lot of value there if you want to go through the trouble of, like waiting 8 months and getting them graded and slabbed and pressed and clean, of course. So my lovely wife has already gone through the box. She's taped up all the grades. So we're gonna kind of go through these. And I would say waiting, waiting so long for these books, and then finally getting that email that they're coming, and they're being shipped with FedEx. I seem to get that email every Thursday, and I have to wait the whole weekend to get the books. It's killer. And because I am doing YouTube videos for these unboxings, I'm not looking at the grades. So these are kind of a surprise. I'll take a look at the book, tell you what I thought it could be before. And I'm new to pressing, I'm new to grading. My last CGC video, I expected everything to be 9.8, and it was a 9.6 fest. And I had a viewer that basically said it's not one person that's grading these books, it's actually a process where 3 separate graders take a look at the book and decide on the grade. So I was a little harsh on my grader last time, and hopefully I got 3 nice graders this time. So let's start with the box. And we'll start with the first book. They're in no particular order, so this first one is one of the good ones. So I have here Amazing Spider-Man 300. This is the first appearance of Venom. It is a cover that's been homaged over and over again. I have submitted 2 copies in this lot of 10, and one of them is mine when I was a kid, or a teenager, I guess. I bought it for $20, and basically I might have read it once and just kind of packed it away, bagged and boarded. Not I didn't buy it new, so that one did have a couple spine ticks, and then another one I bought as part of kind of a collection. So let's see which one this is. So I believe that this is my original copy, and again, it's been pressed. The corners are not perfect on this. Like, they look pretty good. As far as spine ticks, I would say there might be like 3 spine ticks. I was expecting a 9.2, hopefully, on this book. This is the direct version as well. So I there's been a lot of hype for this book, and obviously the Venom 2 movie is coming out this summer, maybe. I heard that a trailer might even drop in the next week for it. So there's definitely been a lot of hype, King in Black and all that stuff. Um, People say that there are a lot of this book, but I would suggest any comic person that likes Marvel likes Spider-Man by default, and also likes Venom, and this is one of the best, like Spider-Man covers. So with these, I do intend to keep one. it'll probably be this copy because, you know, I bought it as a kid, so there's some sentimentality there. So let's take a look at the grade. Oh, jeez. All right, first one, 9.4. A little bit better than I thought it was going to be. So that's great. When you're waiting so long for comics too, your mind kind of plays tricks on you, and you like don't remember exactly the flaws in the book, or if there were even any flaws, and you start to think maybe I'll get 9/8, maybe I'll get 5 out of 10 9/8, and you know I certainly don't expect that, but you know like it's you wait so long, it's hard to remember exactly what you're going to get. But 9.4 is pretty good for the first book. All right, let's grab the next one. Of course. Okay, so we have a second Amazing Spider-Man 300. Again, this is a direct. This I thought was the better copy. And with this book, oh, maybe I got them mixed up. Stand by one, please. I really thought I'd be able to tell them apart. Hmm, can't tell them apart. All right, well, anyway, second Amazing Spider-Man 300. So one of these I actually found on social media, and basically the person posted 50 Web of Spider-Man comics, and you know, like kind of random, but in the picture in the middle, this comic was sitting there. So it was the first snowstorm. It was like end of October, first snowstorm of the year, and as soon as I saw it, I think it had been up. The ad had been up like an hour. You know, I called him, said I'm going to come over, and as soon as I got there, he had the all the comics in a like a plastic bag, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go through them. So I flipped through all 50, and I'm like, we have a problem. You're missing one comic. And he's like, oh, which one are you missing there? And I said, it's Amazing Spider-Man 300. That's the one I really want. And he's like, yells to his wife. He's like, grab that comic on the kitchen counter. So he brings it out. He's like, extra $100. And I'm like, all right. So I overpaid for the Web of Spider-Man comics, and I, to be honest, still haven't been able to sell them. Um, you know, not too much money, but you know, the surprise was grabbing one of these. So with this comic, the corners look very good on this. It does look like it has a couple non-color breaking spine ticks, and I would say it has one spine tick on the back that does break color. And this is a tough cover because it's all black. So as soon as there's any little ding, you know it's not going to be a 9/8. So let's see what we got. And we got a 9.2. Not too bad. I would assume the 9.4 is the one I bought from the guy, and I would assume the 9.2 that we just did is the one that I've had for a while. But I'm gonna check through them again because it's like once they're pressed, it's really hard to tell the difference. Before I could, you know, kind of hold them up. With that comic, there are production errors, and specifically the edge of the pages is not cut perfectly, and so one of them had some jagged cuts, but I don't seem to see it anymore. So I don't know what happened there. All right, next book, Ultimate Fallout 4. And so with this book, there are two copies of this book in this order. And back in, say, September, you know, I knew Miles Morales because I've seen Into the Spider-Verse, but I hadn't actually I didn't actually have a copy of this comic, so I'm like, oh, I should probably pick up a couple. And at the time, they were going for maybe 300-400 US. And I found somebody in my area, and he had two copies, and he said they were mint. They were like 9.8 candidates, and that he wanted something crazy price. What he wanted like $800 each for them. And anyway, I talked him down, and I ended up getting these for about $440 each, which at the time was an overpay. And it's just, I had been looking for a little while, and I really couldn't find the book. Like you could find it on eBay, still in the bag, but like you don't really know the condition, and I can kind of assume that it's not going to be perfect. So anyway, I grabbed these two copies. In my haste, one of them had a little color rub on the U right here, and I would assume that's this one. And I have actually seen some 9/8s that do have a little bit of that color rub there. So I'm not sure if that's a production error or like like how CGC counts that. So just looking at this book, I would say this book has a spine tick. As a single spine tick. Let's see what it came back as. I also heard that they were grading this hard. Same with the Spider-Man 300s. So this is a 9.6. I'm okay with that. The other one I thought was the better copy, and so hopefully that one is perfect. If any of the books in here is a 9.8 candidate, it's that one. All right. So second Ultimate Fallout 4. This is the first print as well. You can't see Miles's face. So let's take a look. Geez, this one's really close. Like I don't see anything. Uh, Spine tick wise, I, it's got something on the back that wasn't there before. So I don't think I'm gonna get a 9.8 here. 9.2. So that's pretty disappointing. I thought this comic was perfect. Now that being said, when I bought them back in September, I didn't actually check the backs very well. And this one, it seems to have like some kind of mark. Sorry, you can't even see. Near the staple, it's got some kind of a mark going on. So that's really disappointing. So that's a miss too. Let's see what the next book is. All right. So as soon as you see the back, you know this is an older one. So this is Fantastic Four Annual Number 6. So this is the first appearance of Annihilus, and this is also the first appearance of Franklin Richards. I remember this cover as a kid being up on comic walls, and I think it's a great cover. So with this one, I bought this on eBay. I paid 160 US for it after shipping, which is cheap. And with this comic, they listed it as tape on the spine. And with these annuals, or this comic specifically, it's a square bound book, and basically all the square bound books in the mid condition like that, it drops really quick because all the spines kind of just like peel up and have cracks and everything. So just looking at this spine, it looks great, and in the pictures, it didn't have any tape on it. So I think that chased people away. I bought this comic, and I really didn't have much competition, like in the last couple minutes. And afterwards, maybe a month later, after I got this book, I saw it posted again. Not this one, but same seller, and they posted the exact same ad. And I double checked, and then lo and behold, it's the one with the tape. So they screwed up their eBay posted the wrong thing, and as a result, they didn't receive the money they probably should have. But they did honor the sale, and I'm very happy they did that. So, like obviously, this is a book from the '60s. This is 1968. Franklin Richards is a big deal. He's one of the most powerful superheroes in Marvel, and well, he might be the most powerful superhero in Marvel. Like obviously there's cosmic entities and that kind of thing, but he's a reality warper and important in the newer Fantastic Four, like Secret Wars 2015, that kind of stuff. So there's like a little color breaking, what do you call it, crease at the bottom. The spine does show some wear, but overall this is a pretty nice copy, and you can see with the back, um, like it's got a tiny bit of foxing, but it's pretty nice. Let's see what we got here. 6.0. I was expecting a 5.0 and hoping, like for something like this. So I'm very happy with this copy. A 6.0 is about, say $700, which is great. I don't know. I'm looking for this one. I think that this just hasn't received the same bump as some of the other comics, and it is a key. Like it's a key villain. It's a newer key superhero. It's like you know the son of Sue Storm and Mr. Fantastic. So it should be a big deal, and I'm gonna keep looking for that one. I think Gary's Comics. Gary's always talking about that one. I bought mine before, or was looking for it before, just because of Franklin Richards. All right, next up we have New Mutants '98, and this is the direct version. This was a nice copy. I paid $240 off of like Facebook Marketplace, and I met the guy, and he had a New Mutants '87, which is Cable's first appearance. I'm like, nah, I just wanted the Deadpool one, and I'm like still kicking myself that I didn't buy the Cable one. I didn't even ask how much it was or look at it. I'm like, nah, I don't need that. Um, so there are definitely a lot of these. This one kind of feels like it might have little spine ticks, but like they're very, very minor if it does. The back looks good. I would say the corners are not perfect on this, but it is a pretty nice looking copy. So let's see what we got here. 9.4. I was hoping for a 9.6. I didn't realize the corners were so bad. And like again, it's so long ago that I sent these that it's hard to remember how perfect a comic is. So 9.4, not too bad. Next up, we have Iron Fist 14. So this is the first appearance of Sabretooth. So this is actually the first big comic that I bought last spring, summer. And I kind of made a mistake because when I looked at my comics, I had a Batman Adventures 12, which is the first appearance of Harley Quinn. And it was nice. Like it was like very nice. I would assume like a 9.4, 9.6, or even better. And it was just in like the stack of comics I had as a kid. And I sold that on eBay, and I think I got like 500 US or something crazy like that. Like like grading is very intimidating and not knowing what to do, and so I sold it, and I thought it was a huge windfall. And this is actually the book that I bought with a lot of the money. So what did I pay for this one? Iron Fist 14. I paid 450 US after like after the auction and shipping and import fees. So I generally don't buy in the States, and that's because of this book, and because it cost me an extra, say, $100 in like duty, and I didn't realize at the time. Not that it's a bad price to get for this book. This raw book was being advertised as a 9.0, and when I got it, I thought it had some minor spine ticks, and like the back again is very clean. It's very nice. The corners are pretty good. So I would hope that this is a 9.0, or if I'm blessed, a 9.2. This is a newsstand as well. So it is a 9.2, so I actually got a grade bump to what I thought it was going to be, which is great. Um, where are we here? So 9.0 is going for about 850 now, so presumably this is a tiny bit higher, but overall, great to have. Um, like Sabretooth is not super hot right now. Wolverine is super hot, and I just think, they're kind of connected at the hip, yin and yang. So I do think we're going to see Sabretooth, and that this is like it's a villain, but it's a main villain, and it has a connection with the most popular X-Men. So I would say this book could be undervalued. I think it's a good book to have. And there are still high grade ones, like available, which is kind of surprising. You look at some of the other comics, and you cannot get anything over a 9. Um, so might be one to watch. Okay, I'll get this back. So this is another older one. It has like a little foxing. I didn't even check like page quality. That Iron Fist was a white pages, New Mutants white pages. The Fantastic Four annual was a cream to off white pages. So this book is X-Men 60. This is the first appearance of Sauron. And Sauron is an awesome villain. He is one of the characters I remember from the 90s animated series. And, like he doesn't have super crazy powers. He has like mind control. He can fly. He's like, in the Savage Land. But this is an old book. This is from 1969. It's a cool book. I definitely overpaid for this book. This was my other expensive first purchase where I bought it from the States. Not in the same auction as Iron Fist, but around the same time where I didn't understand import fees. And you're kind of like a kid in a candy store where you're like, I think I need to have that one, and I need to have that one. And, like I felt like I got a decent price on this. This was kind of thrown in with the other ones. Like CGC has just changed their tier system where like it would be better for me to have submitted this later on, save a couple bucks. So this comic I again overpaid. I paid $160 for it. I thought it was a good looking copy, and honestly, like a book this old, you see a lot of spine ticks on here. This one doesn't really have that many. The corners are good. It does have a crease that's partially color breaking here, and the back is really clean. So I was kind of hoping for like a 5.0, but I think this could be more than a 5.0. I hope 7.0. That's pretty good. Off white to white pages. I'm very happy with that. This is one of the books that for sure is staying in my personal collection. It's like a 60s X-Men book. There really aren't that many of them. Kind of higher grade. And one I want to keep for a while. So happy with that one. All right, a couple books left. 2 books left. Let's see. What do I still have? I don't know. Another old cover. This back looks great. It's got, maybe 6 spine ticks here. And on the front, this is Fantastic Four annual, or sorry, Fantastic Four 49. So this is the second appearance of Silver Surfer. This is the first appearance of Galactus, like full appearance of Galactus. It's the first cover appearance of both of them. This is a classic, like Fantastic Four cover. Beautiful art. And this one I bought on eBay, and I got it super cheap. And there's a reason for that. So I bought this for 260 US, which is again super cheap. I didn't even think I would bid on it, which seems crazy in retrospect. But the reason is it actually has, oh geez, my lighting's so bad. I got complaints about my lighting and the fact that it says minicam here, and I will upgrade if I decide I want to keep doing videos. Like upgrade my gear. So that's something to think about. So anyway, There is, I would say, about an inch tear on just the black cover here, and you can see it. Um, when I was bidding on this, the tear was ripped, I guess, the wrong way, so it actually looked way more major than it was. And so when I got the book, I'm like, that seems like the wrong way, and so I kind of just tore it the other way and then kind of put it back, and it looked way better. So I was really worried with this book that they were gonna like encapsulate it and kind of bend it up, like bend the tear part up, or just not take care of it. It looks perfect. So on the spine, there are definitely spine ticks. This book is from 1966. It also has like some wear down here. Like you can see that it's very minor. Um, Everything else about this book looks sharp. And so I watch ETA Nick, and he's got like a little grading cheat sheet. And the grading cheat sheet, as I read it, said that a 1 inch tear on a book like a comic book, if everything else is correct, the max you can get grade wise is a 7.0. So I was really hoping for a 6.0 for this, and I would be super happy with 5.0. And now that I'm seeing this book in, like after so long, it looks great, and I think it turned out really well. Um, Mr. Kendra did a great job pressing this book too and cleaning it. So honestly, this is a pretty good copy. Let's take a look at the grade. 5.5. Again, I was hoping for a 6. 5.5 is still great, and this is a hard book to find nowadays. It's certainly gone up in value quite a bit. So happy about that, and again, I got it super cheap. So this is one. It's going to be real hard for me to sell, but at the same time, I know that there's a rip. So I don't know. Like I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not, but it is just a gorgeous cover. I don't think I can sell it right away. It looks too good. One book to go, and last book. So this last book is one that I bought in the summer, and I bought it on Kijiji, which is like the Craigslist of Southern Ontario. And it was a guy that posted this, and like he knew the book, I guess, but he really didn't collect comics. It didn't seem like he had a few Wolverine books, and he posted it, didn't put a price, and he's like, I'm taking the best offer, and he messaged me the next day, like, I put an offer in, and I put an offer of $480, and he just took my offer um, the next day, and he said three or two other people put the same offer in, but I was the first one to put it in. That could be smoke, I don't know, but it's plausible. And like make an offer on this book, sight unseen. He said that it was probably a 7. So I don't know if I believe that. Once I got the book, it was like dark when I went to get it, and he didn't want me to like take it out of the bag to look at it, and I'm like, no, I have to check for the stamp. And so like I ensured that the Marvel value stamp was there, and I got it home, and there were two things that I didn't notice. There is, oh God, my lighting. There is a stain right here. It's almost like someone dropped like Coca-Cola or something like that, but it's small, and and then it also had like the imprint of writing on the cover. Not a lot, but it definitely had like a few words. And when you get these older books, you see that and you're like, oh, that's the worst. And I think Mr. Kendra sent me a few pictures of this book, and he was able to get the imprint of the words out of this book. And I actually, in my last unboxing, my what is it? My Secret Wars 8 also had that kind. Like I think I did it, and I had a circle and I had written something, not in ink, but like on a piece of paper somehow on this book, and he was able to more or less get that imprint out. So I was very happy about that. So this comic has a tiny little what do you call it? Like a crease here. It's mostly color breaking. Corners are good. It has, say 6 spine ticks. The corners are very sharp, and the back looks fantastic. I feel like there might be a tiny little mini tear here, so maybe like a quarter of an inch, which I didn't see before. So that's not ideal. This book has been so hot, just like Hulk 181, and a lot of people see this as a key. It's the ultimate, this was originally his first Wolverine's first appearance, and then Hulk 181 is became the first full appearance where he's on the cover, and it's just like everyone wants that book, and I want that book as well. But this one's good too, and I did get to open it and actually see Wolverine's first appearance, where he's on the back page with the claws, and here comes Wolverine. So it's great. Um, I also bought the first appearance of Wendigo, basically just because of like he was in the fight with the Hulk when Wolverine first appeared. So I have the first appearance of Wendigo, which I thought was neat. They're pretty cheap. So this book looks good. I'm hoping for a 7.0, and I more or less expect a 6.0. Wow, I shouldn't say that. I hope for a 6.0 as well. So let's take a look. Ooh, 7.5, better than I thought. Off-white to white pages. The stain, like the stain is not circular. It's kind of like a little splatter. And I guess they didn't ding it that much, and the little kind of tear here is almost nothing. But like really, this is a nice without those two things and without the crease, it'd be like I would assume like an 8.5. So I think I got pretty lucky on this book. Um, in conclusion, I think my three graders this time, like were in a better mood, or they liked my wares a little better. So overall, I'm pretty happy. I did expect a 9.8 on one of those Ultimate Fallouts, but at the same time, I didn't look at the back, and there was like a little like rubbing on one of them. So that's disappointing. But then the other main comics that I had in there were, like what I expected in that range or higher, which is great. So overall, a very good unboxing. Currently, I have 50 moderns that are being pressed, and then they'll be sent out to CGC. So that's going to take 6 months. I have started my collection of bigger books that I'm buying. I'm trying to buy raw books, and I'm trying to like slab them and make my money that way, because I think they're still out there in the wild. You just have to put in the legwork. So a lot of these books I will end up selling, just because again my goal with the YouTube channel, but my goal in comic collecting right now is to kind of turn books into money, and then make enough money to buy like a mid-grade X-Men #1. And like really, I'm eyeing a 6.0, so I need say 35,000. It's going up all the time, but I need a lot of money to buy that book. So I'm slowly buying and selling, trying to find good value, getting my money where I can, and it's not about having the hobby pay for itself. I'm trying not to accumulate too many books, although I do have a comic wall started. Um, I'm trying to sell the books back, so I think it's going okay. I'm about, really, I'm about a year in now, and I think I have done pretty well. Everything, is gravy when my or my Ultimate Spider-Man 1 turned out to be a Stan Lee signed one, and then came back in 9.8. So really, it was a good year, and I hope to continue to jump on opportunities. I feel like I had three instances in the like the fall winter where I had put a lot of money into comics and I didn't jump on good deals. And I look back now and I think, I probably should have bought the bullet and bit the bullet and bought that comic book. And part of that is not having, like liquidity for comics. Like I have a family, I have a house, and expenses, daycare, that kind of stuff. So I can't just spend too much money on comics, and certainly not all at once. So, feed the hobby. I'm going to be selling a bunch of these comics, and hopefully this year, 2021, I have like more disposable income to jump on those good deals and find those value comics and keep, instead of buying say 8, hopefully this year I can buy 16 and then get them graded and have some luck with the grades and keep the hobby turning. So like with the long-term goal, say a 5-year goal of buying X-Men 1. So that's it. Thank you for watching my unboxing. Great expectations. If you like the video, go ahead and click the like button. If you want to see my sporadic videos, go ahead and subscribe and leave a comment if you want to, and I'll certainly respond to it. So everybody have a great night, and thank you for watching.